Hello, I'm Rachel Mosley Wood. I'm head of the Department of Literatures and English. A warm welcome to our graduate students as we start this new academic year. The very fact that you're in a graduate program signifies that this is something that you want to do. You're not here because a parent, a guardian, or a teacher is saying to you, you have to do a university degree. You're here because you want to do this program and because you have a passion for the discipline you're studying. So we expect 100% commitment, and we expect you to turn up for the program. We're a small department, and we value the close relationship we have with our students. Be sure to stay in touch, participate, and check in with the department and your graduate coordinator whenever there's an issue or if you just want to talk. We're here for you, and we welcome you to the University of the West Indies.
My name is Dr. Dave Goss. I'm a senior lecturer in the Institute of Caribbean Studies and also the new director of the ICS. It is my privilege to welcome you as new graduate students to the ICS. In the ICS, you know that we focus on the cultural industries and the importance of becoming a cultural intellectual. Our goal is to ensure that you maximize on the opportunities. Today, many societies are recognizing the importance of the cultural industries to their socio-economic development. And as such, you as our graduates, you become pioneers in this very exciting field of interdisciplinary studies and also in cultural studies. We wish you all the very best. We are here to support you, and we know that you become our proud graduates because you will be learning to apply what you have learned in cultural studies to the greater cultural realities. Take care and God bless.
Hello everyone. As head of Modern Languages and Literatures Department, I want to welcome all of you, especially the new and returning students who have chosen our department to pursue their postgraduate studies, whether it is an MA, an MPhil, or PhD. Congratulations on your previous achievements and for coming this far. This year, the Department of Modern Languages and Literatures offers an online MA program in translation, which allows students international visibility as well as intercultural competence to interact in our global multilingual society. Also, an interdisciplinary MA program in languages, literatures, and film studies that expand on your theoretical background, develops critical thinking and awareness on social, cultural, and historical Latin American themes. We also provide supervision to our MPhil and PhD students who are pursuing their academic interests. We encourage you to get involved in courses and actively participate in departmental and faculty activities and research seminars. I would like to emphasize the need for peer collaboration. Share your knowledge, share your findings, share your research. Give each other feedback. Do not isolate yourselves, because it's by sharing you grow as an academic, and do not limit yourselves to the university. Participate also in international postgraduate conferences and seek out collaborations with postgraduate students who share similar interests across the globe. Finally, use all our communication channels. Visit our offices. The administrative and academic staff are willing to help and offer you support to succeed. We look forward to working with you, and I wish you a very successful academic year.
Hello everyone, Welcome to all new graduate students in the Faculty of Humanities and Education. As the Director of CARMAC, I extend a very special welcome to the new graduate students who will be studying with us at the Caribbean School of Media and Communication, doing their master's degree in Communication Studies, Communication for Social and Behavior Change, and Integrated Marketing Communication. We also welcome our MPhil and PhD students. In this upcoming academic year, we hope that you'll get involved in your various courses and participate in research collaborations with your classmates as well as your faculty members. We look forward to working with you and wish for you a very successful academic year. Once again, welcome.
Good day, everyone. I am Dr. Rosemary Heath, Head of the Department of Library and Information Studies, otherwise known as the DLIS. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome all new and returning students to the DLIS. All of our graduate programs are designed to equip you with the necessary skills and competencies which you will need to fill positions of management in libraries and information units across the Caribbean. We are currently working to receive accreditation from the Chartered Institute of Library and Information Professionals, otherwise known as CILIP, which is a professional body for the library and information profession in the United Kingdom. This will allow you to be employed in library and information units in the UK, the USA, and Canada with your UWI degree. Indeed, this is an exciting time to be a part of the DLIS family. As I welcome you, please be assured that the DLIS staff stands ready to assist you as you settle in, roll up your sleeves, and embark upon the best journey of your lives. Again, welcome.
Graduate students, congratulations on acquiring the qualifications and demonstrating the readiness for graduate work. And thank you for choosing this faculty and our multidisciplinary Department of Language, Linguistics and Philosophy, DLLP, as a space in which to pursue your studies. If your interest is in linguistics or English language, we will stimulate you with program concentrations in areas such as language acquisition, phonology, sign language interpreting, sociolinguistics, syntax, and approaches to teaching academic, professional, or technical writing in English. If you are interested in principles underpinning cultural norms and epistemology, ethics and values, or human existence and experience, our programs in philosophy are waiting for you. We also offer a wide array of electives that are open to graduate students in other departments. In the DLLP, you will have opportunities to be innovative as you engage in significant original research and contribute to generation of new knowledge that will be significant for you, for the university, and for regional integration and development. Our highly qualified and experienced lecturers and supervisors will inspire you and guide you gradually to academic and professional independence and stand with you through to successful completion of your programs. And our administrative staff in the department office will be ready to offer support when you call, email, or visit. You will also find that participating in our clubs and graduate level activities will help you to develop to your fullest potential. Students, welcome. Have a great academic year and a fulfilling graduate program.
Welcome. I am very pleased to add the Department of History and Archaeology here at the University of West Indies, MONA. Welcome to you as incoming graduate students. Here in the Department of History and Archaeology, we have a long tradition. We were one of the founding departments here on the campus. And here are some photographs of some of our founding members we are most proud of. Sir Roy Auger, Elsa Gavaya, and John Parry were members of the founding department back in the 50s. We've since had Douglas Hall, a graduate of the department, Rodney, another graduate, Cameron Brathwaite, a third graduate, and Barry Higman, who did his MA here, who are also broke the bounds and changed the boundaries of doing history here in the West Indies. We also have an archaeology lab, excited archaeologists, and fascinating material to dig within Jamaica and the region. So there's a lot to offer you. I'm very proud to be a member with colleagues whose own approaches to this subject and these topics remain alive, exciting, and fresh. And I hope that you will find your work with us leading you to be alive, exciting, and fresh in your own approaches. Welcome to Mona, welcome to History and Archaeology.
I wish to welcome all students to the University of the West Indies, the Faculty of Humanities and Education, and a very special welcome to you all who have chosen to continue your studies with us in the School of Education for this academic year. I want to thank you for choosing UWI Mona, because I know you have options and you could be anywhere else, but you have chosen to come to us. I guarantee you that you will not be disappointed. Let me assure you that once you're in the School of Education, you are in very safe hands. So what do you expect from us here in the school? Well, we offer a number of programs at the graduate level. These are usually done by trained teachers who are interested in professional development. The MA degree is offered in a number of specializations. These include the traditional secondary subjects such as the teaching of mathematics, language education, science, social studies, geography, history, as well as other disciplines that are related, such as curriculum and instruction, information technology, educational measurement, and teacher education. We are also always constantly improving our offering. And some of our more recent programs include the MEd in Sustainable Development and Peace Studies, Educational Planning and Policy, Educational Leadership and Management, Early Childhood Development, as well as Inclusive and Special Education. And these are among some of our newer programs. Now, those programs will be for our trained teachers. But we also have one program for pre-trained teachers, and that's for persons who are interested in becoming certified as teachers. And that's our Master of Arts in Teaching that we offer to graduate students who are interested in becoming professionally certified. Along with our master's level programs, we also offer the MPhil and PhD degrees in several specializations. Once again, let me welcome you to the School of Education. The very able, competent, and professional academic, administrative, and support staff of the school stand ready to help you to realize those dreams that you have, which are connected to completing your studies here. I wish you a safe, productive, and rewarding 2 years with us as you join us in the School of Education. Walk good.
Hello, I'm Rachel Mosley Wood. I'm head of the Department of Literatures and English. A warm welcome to our graduate students as we start this new academic year. The very fact that you're in a graduate program signifies that this is something that you want to do. You're not here because a parent, a guardian, or a teacher is saying to you, you have to do a university degree. You're here because you want to do this program and because you have a passion for the discipline you're studying. So we expect 100% commitment, and we expect you to turn up for the program. We're a small department, and we value the close relationship we have with our students. Be sure to stay in touch, participate, and check in with the department and your graduate coordinator whenever there's an issue or if you just want to talk. We're here for you, and we welcome you to the University of the West Indies.
My name is Dr. Dave Goss. I'm a senior lecturer in the Institute of Caribbean Studies and also the new director of the ICS. It is my privilege to welcome you as new graduate students to the ICS. In the ICS, you know that we focus on the cultural industries and the importance of becoming a cultural intellectual. Our goal is to ensure that you maximize on the opportunities. Today, many societies are recognizing the importance of the cultural industries to their socio-economic development. And as such, you as our graduates, you become pioneers in this very exciting field of interdisciplinary studies.
In one space again. For those online, we're sorry that you're not here in person, but we're happy to have you nonetheless. To our new students, a special welcome to you. To our invited guests on the program, an extra special welcome to you, and you're all in person in here, and I'm very happy about that. To Professor Cheryl, I am so excited that you agreed to come, and it was just so easy. Thank you so much. We're happy to see you. Colleagues, members of the auxiliary staff, members of the administrative staff, well-wishers, children of parents who are here, welcome to the welcome and induction service of the Faculty of Humanities and Education. Whether you're from rural Jamaica, urban Jamaica, town, country, or foreign, we're glad to see you. Welcome. I am Carmel Roof, and I'm the Deputy Dean for Postgraduate Matters in the Faculty of Humanities and Education, and I will be chairing the program this evening. Welcome to a space where we engage in teaching, research, and outreach underpinned by creative productions in the humanities and education. In other words, this is the faculty that brings much vibrancy to the Pelican pride we exude as a university and the outlet warmth as a faculty. We are keen on stimulating the intellectual excellences and creativity in our students, our staff, and of course the people of the wider Caribbean, and by extension, the world. Simply put, the Faculty of Humanities and Education is your place to shine. This evening, you, our new graduate students, will have a brief induction to start your journey with us as we engage with you under the theme, Inspire, Innovate, Integrate. Again, the theme is Inspire, Innovate, Integrate. I ask you to reflect on each word and think about the goals for inspiration, the goals for innovation, and the goals for integration that you can set for yourself at the start of this journey. While you ponder on the goals that you can set for each word, let me share briefly with you what I would like you to think about as it relates to each word in the theme. Inspire. As the Faculty of Humanities and Education, we have a rich legacy and a prestigious one, I might add, of excellence. Today, we stand tall on the shoulders of many scholars from this faculty who made their mark and create changes at a time when access to higher education was not as it is today. We also stand tall on the shoulders of several leaders locally, regionally, and internationally who have pursued studies in this faculty. I will refrain from calling names lest I leave out anyone. But the task is yours, new graduate students, to find out those trailblazers from your department, then from the faculty, and then also from the university, so that you can draw inspiration from their stories as you create your own story. So in the same way their stories inspired others, I am asking you to seek opportunities to inspire yourself and then inspire your family members and by extension, your countrymen and women. So this graduate degree that you have come to pursue is not just about you. It is in as much about you as it is about the legacy that you will leave for the next generation. The next word is innovate. As students in the Faculty of Humanities and Education, I am asking you to be solutions-oriented. See problems as opportunities to make changes, and problems you will face. But see these as opportunities to create changes, to create new, to advocate, to think differently. This is critical as we face the challenges brought on by the various pandemics in our lives individually and collectively. This is very important as we seek to engage you around research. This is the faculty where we innovate in how we teach and assess in your courses. So be open to that practice. And then the final word in the theme is integrate. As you think about inspire and think about innovate, the theme is reminding you that we are stronger together. So integrate means to combine, to bring together, to coordinate, to cooperate, etc. As graduate students in the Faculty of Humanities and Education, I am asking you to integrate the experiences with which you bring to the new knowledge that you will derive in your courses. Additionally, integrate by sharing with others. Make new friends. Seek out opportunities in the faculty and also in the wider university. Learn to work with others. Be cooperative. Get involved in sessions that are hosted by your department, the faculty, and the wider university. The ability to integrate can lead you to networking opportunities, and these opportunities can be for new job opportunities, can be for presenting at conferences, or even publishing. So, for the remainder of this evening, as I engage with you, heartiest congratulations to you. Enjoy what we're offering to you this evening. I know that many of you are worried about registration, payment of fees, and those things we will address as we move to the departmental sessions. But for now, remain with us and engage with us up to 5:30 p.m. At this session, you will be provided with general university information as well as information to help you with interacting in your face-to-face space, given that we are gradually moving back to larger numbers in a space. So at this time, I am going to put a nip on my speech and invite the leader of our faculty, Professor Sylvia Cohenberg. She's the Dean of the faculty, and Professor Cohenberg is also a professor of linguistics. And I should say one of her main qualities as we talk about inspire, innovate, and integrate, she is solution-oriented and is really committed to the students who enter this faculty. Professor Cohenberg.
Thank you, Dr. Wu, for that introduction. And good afternoon to everyone who has joined us for postgraduate orientation, both in this room and online. Students, heads of department, deputy deans, other members of academic staff, administrative staff, and technical support staff. It is my great pleasure to be here and to help mark the start of a new academic year. This faculty, the Faculty of Humanities and Education, evolved out of the original Faculty of Arts established in 1950 and the Department of Education established in 1952. That makes us 72 years old, going back almost to the beginnings of the University of the West Indies, which is now 74 years old and which next year in 2023 will be celebrating 75 years, a jubilee which will be marked by events, including events in FHE. So, 72 years in which we have sought to inspire, to innovate, to integrate. We offer postgraduate degree programs through 8 departments and through our affiliate institutions, University of the University Theological College of the West Indies, and St. Michael's Theological College. And of course, you've been introduced to all the departments at the start of this program. We have, over the course of our 72 years, graduated several thousand postgraduate students in departments across the faculty. Our postgraduate programs form an important part of the work we do to achieve the faculty's mission to uphold the humanist tradition. That is a tradition which believes that change begins with education and that education is what makes change possible. The education that we offer at the postgraduate level complements and is born from the research that we do in the faculty. This is research which enriches the body of knowledge concerning Caribbean practices that include culture, literature, music and art, philosophy, history and heritage, language, education, media, and the creative industries unique to Jamaica and the region. We pursue new knowledge through the research that we do. We disseminate our findings through books and articles that we publish. We engage with global communities of scholars through the conferences and other events that we organize or attend. And we share our knowledge and uphold the humanist tradition through the courses and programs that we teach. The research done in this faculty allows us not only to engage with scholars and professionals globally, but importantly, to contribute Caribbean findings and make a Caribbean voice heard on the global stage. That we have succeeded and are succeeding in doing so is evidenced in our world ranking among universities. The UWI is ranked #1 among Caribbean universities. It is positioned within the top 1% of Latin America's finest institutions and top 4% of over 28,000 universities in the world. It is my fervent wish that our programs will provide a foundation for you to achieve your personal academic goals and professional goals. But as we welcome you here as postgraduate students, we ask also that you join us on the global stage. As observers at first, then participants, and ultimately on equal footing as the new generation of Caribbean scholars supporting transformational change at home and making Caribbean voices heard in academia, in academic fora around the world. So we hope, we expect that in your program of study, you will find inspiration for yourself and you will become an inspiration to others. That you will be able to join us in that global community of scholars and integrate within that community. I wish you a great year and a great future in academia.
Thank you, Professor Cohenberg. Those online, if it is your first time coming to the University of the West Indies or to the Faculty of Humanities and Education, please post in the chat that this is your first time to UWI. Those in the room, if it's your first time in the Faculty of Humanities and Education or to UWI, please raise your hand. Show of hands. Welcome, we're happy to have you. And I hope that you will get a good dose of the Pelican pride and the outlet vibe, you know, of wisdom as you engage with us. So we move to the next section on our program where we will have two greetings. The first will be by the Director of Graduate Studies and Research here on the Mona campus, Professor Marcia Roy. And Professor Roy is a professor of molecular virology and is known to be very responsive to student matters. Professor Roy was also recently featured in our newspapers as one of 9 women scientists who are trailblazers. So if you're looking for a story to be inspired by, check out that story in the newspaper, and the story is entitled From Teaching the Bush to College Professor. A good read for those who are doubting themselves as if they really belong at the university. As part of her greeting, I'm sure she will tell you more about how the Office of Graduate Studies will serve you. Followed by Professor Roy's greeting, we will have Sarah Dunstan. I got that right, Sarah. Yes, Sarah Dunstan, the faculty representative from Mona Postgraduate Association, and she will share with you how MAPS, as we call it, can serve you. So Professor Roy and then Sarah.
Thank you very much, Carmel. You know, when I was a little girl, I'm from rural Jamaica, and I have 3 brothers and sisters, and I used to teach them and they wouldn't listen to me, so I would teach the bush. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's very nice to be here. Denny, it's very good to see you. Professor Elder Shera is kind of like my academic mother. She has nurtured me into this job, so I have to do well today otherwise. So, you know, in the academic year 2021-2022, UWI boasts because we had 3,800 graduate students registered in 270 programs. So whatever you want to do, there's a graduate program here at Mona for you. The fact that our graduate numbers were increasing, we increased last year by 2.7%, which is not much, but we were very happy for it because this suggests that even during the pandemic, there's a real demand for UWI graduate programs. This includes 125 taught masters. From the MBA, which is our #1 program, we have the most students registered in that program, to the MSc in Cultural Studies, and I was looking at some of the research done in Cultural Studies, and one caught my eye, research into the male guinea. So the male guinea tree grows a huge plant, it flowers, but it bears no fruit. Synonymous with the men who don't produce any children. And in the media, they are calling some of our politicians male guinea because they make promises that they don't keep. Additionally, we have 116 research programs, 59 MPhil and 57 PhD programs, and 5 professional doctorates, and one of the newest one came from your faculty, the doctorate in education, and we have a doctorate in ministry that is going to start this year. So whatever you're interested in, whether you're interested in developing strategies to combat the next great pandemic, or if you want to advise governments on how to strengthen resilience against climate change, or policies and strategies to avoid World War III, we're talking about that today, or developing judicious and practical strategies to secure reparation for the ravages of climate change, there is a UWI graduate program that can help you with that. And I finished my graduate program about a quarter century ago, and looking back at it today, I think that was one of the best and most impactful decisions I made when I decided to do my PhD. At UWI, we're also very proud because, as Professor Cummingberg said, we're ranked #1 in the Caribbean, 21st in Latin America and the Caribbean, but we are also one of the most globalized universities with 10 research centers spread across North America, Latin America, Europe, Africa, and Asia. And UWI is actually one of only 2 regional universities globally. Now, at UWI, most of our lecturers have done graduate programs. So what this means is that they are well positioned to help guide you along your path, whatever program you decide you are going to do. My PhD has supported my family and I have 2 boys. Denny's, they're adults now. Jimmy just turned 18 and he's going to be at UWI next year. All right? And she's been hearing about those children most of my life. Yeah. So this PhD that I did at UWI has supported my family and I for a quarter century. So this degree that you're going to do is going to be the anchor in stormy times. It's going to be the sail that is going to propel your career and the rudder that is going to steady you along this journey. Many of our graduate students, like myself, we've become lifelong learners and lifelong researchers. And the reason we're #1 today, Professor Weber said it yesterday at the orientation, 57% of the ranking is because of our research, who is reading our research and the impact of our research. So research is very important to us. And research that will help us to develop strategies to continue to live on this planet. I am very excited to see what research you will produce 25 years from now. In 2050, when was the last time you thought about 2050? So welcome to UWI, where we innovate, inspire, and integrate. Thank you.
Issues with the faculty, whether it be grades, your courses and whatever, you'll be coming to me and I'll be the one who will be the liaison for you. Max is here to advocate for you and to ensure that you have the best student experience here on the campus. We hope to play a part academically, personally, and professionally to help develop you, the students, and to ensure that you have the best experience, as I said. You can out for our calendar of events, which includes our pop-up faculty invasion, mingles. We have professional mingles coming up as well, and our financial assistance program, which spans over 2 months, and we expect it to be bigger and better this year. We are imploring you also to follow us on social media, where we share all information, and this is at Mona Postgrads with an S. So it's at MonaPostgrads. That is on Instagram and Twitter. And if you want to get connected with me, Sarah Dunstan, again, my number is 876-4 345-3990. Again, welcome to the faculty, and I hope we have fun. All right?
Thank you so much, Sarah, and thank you so much, Professor Roy, for your greeting. On our program, we have a very special item, and one that personally I'm looking forward to. And that item is practical tips for managing physical return to the classroom. And so Professor Eldemaya Shero, who you have been hearing about from we started the program, will speak to you on this topic. I should say to you that Professor Eldemaya Shero is a professor of public health and aging and has been at the forefront of the COVID-19 pandemic. She ran one of the most organized, most efficient vaccination sites on campus and in Jamaica and perhaps in the region. So Professor Shero, welcome. And she's no stranger to graduate studies. We're happy to have you.
Thank you very much. And welcome to UWI. I suspect that some of you are here with some amount of trepidation, excitement. It's been, what, 2 years since you have been away from most people through forced requirements of COVID. I don't think the country will ever be the same. As I keep saying to people, March 2020 is a month I will never forget. And that is a seasoned public health practitioner with 42 years at the time. But we need to come out of it. UWI, along with the rest of the country, has gone back face to face. And I think that you're going to find that it's going to relieve. I was at a function last night, and we're just coming out of Healthcare Workers Month, where I think people just went crazy. We just had fetes and parties, and it was like you had released a balloon and everything just exploded and all of the tension came out. Last night the permanent secretary had to shut down the music because you had these directors of the Ministry of Health doing conga lines and step to the right and step to the left and everything. That now is your opportunity here. But how are you going to do it? How are you going to do it with safety? As I look around the room, I do see the masks. And most of us, as you know, came up here with the masks. COVID's not gone. Don't fool yourself. COVID has not gone anywhere. It's still here. And the efforts on COVID, and that was not to frighten you, that was just to reinforce it. What has happened is that the responsibility has shifted to us. It's now about us as people making sure that I don't even know if we can make sure, because there's still some cases of COVID that are going to slip through, but we can make sure that COVID does not make us really sick and that it does not knock us down. I have a 109-year-old lady that survived COVID, and her daughter swears it was because she was vaccinated. She got COVID in hospital for her heart condition, and she's still alive. So I think that as you come back, the key is going to be the mask. There's a lot of discussion going on as to whether we needed a mask mandate or whether we didn't, and we do not have it. What it is, it's in the public health law, and it is highly recommended. I would urge all of you to make your own personal decisions. We have a mask mandate. You cannot come into the vaccine center without a mask on. I did not go through 64,000 vaccines to get COVID, no. And we have managed all of my staff. We didn't have one staff member that got COVID, and I'm sure we interacted with persons with COVID many times. So it's a personal choice. And I think you have a right, and this is where we get practical, you have a right Once you get to know your group, and you'll be fine with your group, and yes, you're going to sit in a circle or whatever, however you're going to study, however you're going to do your group work. That's different because you've got to know your group, you're going to sanitize. But I think you have a right to ask anybody coming into close contact with you, and I speak here to lecturers as well, this is not just to students, to ask people to put on a mask. Especially if you have one on, or certainly then to stand back the 6 foot. We know, although there's no social distancing required at the moment, if you are in any circumstance where you feel uncomfortable, then step back the 6 feet. Step back the 6 feet, especially, and if somebody is coughing around you, and this does not mean coughing in a classroom. This means somebody sitting as I am here, like this, and coughing on you. Don't get paranoid. I think one of the critical things is not to get paranoid. I think there are times that some of us got paranoid. Let us recognize we're in September. We will very soon be in October. It's going to be flu season. It's going to be sinus season. There's going to be a lot of coughing. There's going to be a lot of sneezing. You can't go back into a little hermit hole and not live life. You've come to university after your 2 years of lockdown. You have to enjoy something. That's why you're here, and that's why you're face-to-face, and those of you online that will be coming in. Sanitizing is also going to be very critical. But again, we don't need to be paranoid. The sanitizing we're talking about is sanitizing hands. I mean, I know people that are still sanitizing books, they're sanitizing desks, they're walking around and sanitizing, and I don't know what they're not sanitizing. I have people getting into my car and giving them a lift, and they're wiping off the dashboard. So let's be sensible and not be paranoid, because the paranoia is going to send up your blood pressure, and then you won't have to worry about COVID. And last but not least, vaccines. Now I know that we're still hesitant. I know that we're disappointed. I'm just as disappointed in you that COVID didn't prevent, that the vaccine did not prevent. We did not know that at the time. But we do know that among the people that have died from COVID, only 1% was vaccinated. We do know that the vaccines are going to reduce the illness that you get, if you get it. We're doing the first boosters. Most people have not had their booster at all. So it's not just the fact that we're doing seconds. We're doing the first boosters, and I think it's as much as 70% of the persons who have had the shots, so they're vaccinated, they have their card, they can travel. Because I suspect half of the vaccines were just to get that card to travel. We still have people coming in for the Johnson & Johnson who want to travel. Can't travel for 14 days after the vaccine, so don't come today for tomorrow. It doesn't work. But the boosters do help. They do improve your immunity. They step up your antibodies to fight the infection. And for persons who are eligible, the second booster is now available. The persons who are eligible are over 60, healthcare workers, anybody with hypertension, which is most people over 50, anybody with diabetes, renal disease, and immunocompromised. I believe, based on the advocacy, that as of next week, we are probably adding the educators. Because educators are in the classroom, there are concerns, whether it's our classroom or especially those with younger children. So there is a move to add, to do the educators. Remember, we're not just talking about the environment here. Most people who get COVID are getting it at home. They're not getting it in the academic environments. They're getting it because of people they're interacting with, bus stops, that sort of thing. So don't let down your guard once you leave. If you suspect for any reason, and it's going to be difficult, because as I said, flu season is upon us. But if you suspect that you have COVID, stay home for a couple of days. join online if you can, phone into the faculty office, just tell people why you're not coming. We are not advocating that everybody go out and get tested every time you have a scratchy throat. And it's not so much the coughing and sneezing as the scratchy throat and the difficulty with breathing and the loss of taste. But if you are, stay home for a couple of days, just make sure it's not that, it's your usual sinus problem, etc. But also, there's the psychological side of all of this. There's the psychological side of fear. I have friends that are COVID paranoids. I have a new disease. It's not just schizophrenia and bipolar. I have relatives that are COVID freaks. You can't let it take charge of you. You have to take charge of it. You have to accept that you're afraid of it, and we all are. I'm not saying there's anything wrong in being afraid of getting COVID. What I'm saying is don't let it pin you down. Don't let it frighten you into a catatonic state, as I've seen. I have people that haven't come out their house for 2.5 years. They're just not coming out. That does not make sense. You have to interact. The social isolation leads to muscle mass loss. It leads to frailty. I suspect some of you that are coming out for the first time in 2 years are frightened that you simply can't walk the campus the way you used to. You need to start walking again. You need to start getting the lung capacity up. And you need to deal with your fears. Anybody who has questions, the vaccine center is open. The vaccine center is open 9 to 12, Monday to Friday. We don't have any requirements for vaccinating other than you bring a TRN with you. You unfortunately still have to fill out all those very tedious forms. In fact, somebody asked me last week, what am I going to do with these 64,000 forms that I have? But we're going to create a database. I promise you, there's research here somewhere. I now have a database of a population over 60. We have a good, anybody want a research project? There's one with vaccinated people because we have names and addresses and phone numbers. So there's research here. There's research everywhere, by the way, here. Just be creative. So I think deal with the psychological issues. Face them head on. We have counselors on the campus. You can come and talk to any of us over in the vaccine center. Anybody that has any concerns about the vaccines, come and talk to us. We have Pfizer, we have Johnson & Johnson. I've had a discussion, let me not call it an argument, with one of the students that we had for 3 hours because she could quote every piece of research done on COVID, but she only reads half the paper. So she doesn't read the second half of the paper that says why you can get it done. But it was a fascinating discussion and I loved it because it showed she was there as a university student. She was starting to question everything. We will answer the questions in the vaccine center. We will give you your vaccine, we will watch you, we will do anything. But it is vaccines, and unfortunately I do believe that the COVID vaccine is going to be like the flu vaccine, and it is going to be like the H1N1, and we're going to have repeated boosters. I have no idea how much time, but let's process all of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Shera, for those practical tips. And in a conversation, I said to someone that one of the things I admire about Professor Shera, she can break down the information in a very simplistic manner for you to understand. And that was what we had this evening. Thank you so much, Professor Shera. We know that you will have to leave us for another activity shortly. As you think about, the fears you're wrestling with, as you think about, what actions you need to take as you plan to come back to classrooms here on campus, for this afternoon, we have some entertainment for you to help to relax you as you stress about registration, payment, COVID, and so on. And so we have one of our students, Ewing Miller, who is a student in the MEd Curriculum and Instruction program and he's going to perform for you shortly. Over to you, Ewing. And as he comes, I want you to remember as well that earlier we spoke about the faculty with vibrancy. Here is vibrancy. Thank you, Mr. Miller, and he will come again. That was really nice. Do we know what song that was? Okay, great. I hope those online will get it as well. The next item we have for you is important as it relates to the research work that you will do as graduate students. And so we have a video that we will play for you with members of the library indicating how the library can support you. And I should indicate as well that we will have a more detailed session with the library on September 8th at 3 p.m.
Welcome to the University of the West Indies Mona Library. We present a short overview of the library services to postgraduate students, The UWI Mona campus has a main library and 4 branch libraries. Staff and students have access to all branches. The main library houses the education and humanities as well as the social sciences collections. We have several reading rooms, 2 computer labs, a West Indies and special collections section, and a reprographic services unit. This is where you get your printing, scanning, photocopying, laminating, and binding done at a cost. How do I access the library's resources? Your UWI ID card is your access card. It gets you into the library and allows you to check out resources. We have a wide collection of both print and electronic resources. From the open shelf and periodical collections, postgraduates can borrow up to 6 items combined for a period of 28 days or 1 month if you prefer. From the reserve book collection, RBC for short, you are allowed 3 items combined, 2 overnight and 1 reading room item for 3 hours. IISC items are used in-house, that is in the IISC room only, areas across the faculties. You are allowed to download articles and books on and off campus. You can access these resources from the library's online catalog called UWI with your ID card and password. UWI is a user-friendly interface which allows you to search by author, title, or subject, or keywords if you prefer. You are also able to access electronic resources from the library's website.
We will briefly highlight some of the services that we offer to our graduate students. And as you can see, these include information literacy, thesis consultation, halls of residence, a curbside pickup service, as well as interlibrary loans, to name a few. Interlibrary loan materials may be acquired from other libraries through the Mona Library and made available to you. Our thesis and consultation services are very important for our graduate students. You may submit your thesis to the library where it is reviewed to ensure adherence to the University Thesis Guide as well as the relevant citation style used. A formal thesis scrutiny will be conducted once your thesis has been submitted. Additionally, the library offers seminars and workshops in the various citation styles such as the MLA Handbook, the APA Manual, the Chicago Manual of Style, and EndNote Reference Management Tool. We look forward to seeing you on September 8th at 3 p.m. Thank you.
Runse and Audrey Sadler for that video, and remind all graduate students, all new graduate students, that on September 8th at 3 p.m. we will have a more detailed session with the library. At that point you can ask more specific questions based on your courses, your departments, etc. Year when we had our orientation online, we recognized that students had many questions, pertaining to the payment of fees and registration. And so this year we wanted to ensure that on the program we have someone who is skilled to answer those questions or to make a presentation that will help to address some of those questions. And so we have with us this evening Mr. Nelson, who will share with us how you should go about paying your fees, and perhaps other things that he thinks, will be important for you to know, because we are interested in collecting those fees. Mr. Nelson.
Thank you, Dr. Roof. Good afternoon, colleagues, students. My name is Roy Nelson, as Dr. Roof had mentioned earlier. I'm here along with my colleague, Stasia Gordon, Chartered Accountant, full bells and whistles, right? So she's able to answer most of the questions. All right. A warm welcome again to especially our students. It's good to see you face to face, and we look forward to serving you. I represent the SAS unit, SAS/Billings and Receivables unit. That our role is essentially providing you with a one-stop service. So we provide statements, invoices, tuition letters, etc. We also have a call center that is equipped to handle all your queries. So we have WhatsApp, we have online chat, we have emails, we have several telephones that is geared towards reducing the time that we would normally serve you. So if you look on your account, you will see some charges. You will see tuition, miscellaneous, residence. There are other charges that you have to bear in mind, such as books, labs, trips, copying, bounding, etc., etc. And since a lot of students are young and they want to talk a lot, you have to bear the cost of credit in mind, the cost of communication, as that for some is significant. We also have what is known as the commitment fee. Now this is essentially a $20,000 deposit towards your fees. To call it commitment fee is actually a misnomer, because it is not actually a fee, but rather a deposit. And yes, it is non-refundable. So you may ask the question, how do I find my fees? If you're not yet registered, then if you search on any search engine, say Google, search by UE fees, the first link that comes up is the correct one. And you'll see a screen there you see a picture that's on the screen that shows you what you will see. If you're undergrad, you click on undergrad and you'll see a range of fees, including humanities. Postgrad, the very same thing. But once you're registered now, you will be able to see your individual fees. So you see your tuition, miscellaneous, and if you live on hall, then you will see your residence fees attached as well. So, true or false, as manager of the Billings and Receivables unit, or SAS, you can hand me your money for me to pay for you. True or false? False. Do you know why that is false? Because I am not an authorized agency of the University of the West Indies to collect money on their behalf. These entities on the screen, they are. So it might seem simple, but you want to bear this in mind. You give your money to nobody else, no other entities. As you will find, I'll expand on this a little bit later when I talk about fraud. So, Bursar Cashier, it's the lines at the Bursar Cashier right now is full, so we encourage you to use the other entities: Bill Express, Paymaster, NCB, JN, Western Union, etc., etc. Oh, and also, if you have a credit card, you also can pay online in the comfort of your home or on the seas, wherever you are. So when are the fees due? The fees are due the 2nd of September. That is today, right? So the fees are due today. So by next week, we'll start applying some penalties, such as late fine, etc., etc. So we urge you to settle on time. So this next slide is one that I have found to be popular with the students. How do I finance my fees? Where can I get help? If you look on the screen, you'll see some options available for you. Obviously, you can pay cash. You can choose to pay for what you can afford. So it means that you can register per credit and set the number of credits that you can afford. You can pay per semester. You can use the installment plan option, etc. We always tell students that they should not be afraid to beg, in the right context, of course, as it pertains to their fees. There are institutions and individuals who are willing to help you with your tertiary education. So, we have small companies in your local community, reach out to them. The larger companies usually have a department or an office dedicated specifically for outreach and scholarships and so forth. We encourage you to reach out to them along with the relevant embassies. There's also your goodly Member of Parliament. There's something called a Constituency Development Fund that is usually earmarked for fees or to help students with fees. So it is customary for the MP to give $100,000 to a student or even $150 at times. So we encourage you to reach out to your MP. Does anybody know what the JAMVAT program is all about? JAMVAT? No? Jamaica Values and Attitude? Well, you have an opportunity for the government to pay 30% of your fees. Up to a maximum, of course. But if you work, I think it's about 40 hours or 400 hours. Some amount of hours. 200 hours, right. And they will assist you with your fees. So there are a lot of options available for you or to you to enable you to settle your finances on time. This list might not be exhaustive, so you can reach out to us and we can help you further. There are also institutions such as the Student Loan Bureau. There's the Ministry of Education. They have a specific scholarship department that help a lot of students each year. My able colleague can tell you the amount that they have sponsored for this year. So there are a lot of departments or ministries that will help you with your fees. We also have the Office of Student Financing. They have assisted students to the tune of upwards of $1 billion each year. It might not be available to new students, but there are needs-based scholarships and academic-based scholarships, so you can reach out to them to see what you qualify for. So you basically get the theme. There's help available. So just reach out to us and we may be able to point you in the right direction. We also have the installment plan for those who live on hall for residents. If you don't have the money at once, we'll assist you, we'll help you to structure your finances to enable you to pay your fees on time. For persons who want help with their tuition, we also have the installment plan as well, that you're able to pay, you settle your miscellaneous fees, you pay 25% of the tuition fee, and you pay the other 3 installments in the month of September, October, November. The installment plan is, we cut off the installment plan September 16. So after the 16th of September, you'll have to find the fees in full. So we urge you to sort out your finances. How do I apply for this installment plan? Does anyone know? No? Anybody want to guess? BOSS, yeah, BOSS, Bursary Online Student System. Again, you don't have to come into us. It's all online. Bursary Online Student System. Once you pay the miscellaneous fees and you pay 25% of your tuition fee, the link will then be available to you. So before you pay it, that link will be just blank, and you'll be clicking on it, and nothing will happen. Only when you satisfy the criteria, automatically it will be available to you. So there are some penalties, there are some consequences rather, of not paying your fees on time. And we want you to settle your fees on time to avoid these. Some penalties include being barred from exams, barred from seeing grades, being sent to a collection agency. They come to harass you at work or at home, harass mommy and daddy, etc. Whatever normal collection agency would do, then you would qualify for that. So we urge you to settle your fees on time. Come in, talk to us. We are equipped to serve you. We spoke about the Bursary Online Student System earlier. How to find it? You search for UA Online Systems on Google or Yahoo or MSN, and you scroll down to the see BOSS, Bursary Online Student System on the students, and you will log in with your username and password. And then you'll see all the services that we offer to students that you don't have to come into us, which includes refunds, requests for statements, and you can check your SLB status. You can check on your installment plan, or you can also request an installment plan. You can view your statement of account, that is charges, payments, etc., etc. So those are just some of the services that is offered to you. So, mommy is paying the fee, mommy and daddy is paying the fee. Can mommy and daddy come into SAS and ask for information on your behalf? Yeah. Right? It's yes and no. So yes, if you have submitted a proxy authorization form. So whereas in mommy's and daddy's eye you're a little blue-eyed baby, the law and the university see you as a student, as an adult. So in order for us to give information on your behalf, even to your sponsor, we need your permission. Right? There are some frequently asked questions that, can my fees be paid per semester? Yes. How do I check my fees? We spoke about it earlier. Can someone conduct business on behalf of another student? Yes, only if you have authorized that person. Where can payments be made? We spoke about it earlier. Bill Express, Paymaster, NCD, etc., etc. What's the difference between a tuition letter and a statement of account? A tuition letter basically deals with the current year. Statement of account deals with your history at the university, your entire finances, including and charges. All right. So our final slide, fraud. And I left this one for last. What has been our experience? A few years ago, we had a big fraud on campus where students would get/purchase credit cards from online, and they would use it to pay on the university's portal on behalf of students. So they would collect John Brown 100,000 and promise to pay 300,000 for him. And they did that. However, when the credit card holder in Timbuktu go to their bank and say they don't even know where Jamaica is on the map, then those payments will be what? Reversed, right? And then that person, that little innocent student who had paid the 100,000 to that scammer would have lost his money, that money that would have given to him. So, I'm urging you to stay away from anything that seems too good to be true. We encourage you to use only the payment agencies that we spoke about earlier that is authorized to collect money on your behalf, and no one else. So what happened to those students who had condo students? It ranged, pardon? Heard something earlier. Then? Yes, prison. Some were incarcerated. One or two of them lost their lives. And a few of them also had bad record. They were suspended, etc., etc. So again, that has been our experience. So we urge you, please use only the authorized payment agencies. All right, so if there are no other questions, I would like to thank you. You would want to make note of the contact information that is on the screen, especially our WhatsApp number. That's 280-8238. Sometimes our phone system goes down based on flow or digital, but this WhatsApp number is up 99.9% of the time. So I urge you to take this one and others as well. So I have a question for me, Dr. Ruth.
Thank you, Mr. Nelson. There is a question in the online chat. How soon after applying for the installment plan will you know if you have been approved? That's from online.
All right. So usually it is within about, have a little issue right now. So we're not meeting that KPI right now, but we should be back on track over the weekend. So the lead time is usually less than 3 days. All right. Then if there are no other questions, again, we want to thank you. We want to welcome you to the University of the West Indies. For those of you who are first year, or for those of you who are second or third year and just coming on the campus, we still welcome you. Thank you.
Nelson, thank you. That was such useful information. I am noticing in the chat that we don't have as many questions as we had last year, so it means that the information was well noted. Thank you so much, and thank you for bringing along your team member. I forgot your name. I'm sorry about that. Yes, give them a round of applause. Yes, ma'am. Welcome to the faculty too. I won't share the secrets. All right, on the program we have registration tips, but unfortunately we do not have anyone representing us from Registry Information Systems. What I'm going to ask us to do as new graduate students, get online, look on the Student Administration System. There are 3 videos there. Please spend the time to watch those videos. They provide you with information on how to properly register for your courses. Hopefully, if we still have questions and issues with registration, we will get someone else to come and share with us at another point. So we then turn to our second to last item on the program, and this is where we have our graduate students sharing their experiences. And these are students who have been enrolled in programs in the faculty. We have Raman Gordon, who is a student in Media Management Studies, and he will share virtually. We have Mr. Karis Clark, who is a MPhil PhD education student. And then we have Tamara Scott McFarlane, who is the president of the Association of Graduate Researchers in Education. And that is about indicating to you what support you can get for your research as you journey with us as graduate students. And so they will come to you in that order.
Hi, my name is Raman Gordon. I'm a news producer and broadcaster at Nationwide 90 FM. And come this fall, I'll be a second-year student in the Media Management program at Karis. Now, my experience to this point has been nothing short of eventful. This Master of Science degree offers an intricate look not only into the world of media, but also into the rapidly changing world of business and commerce. And to me, the coursework reflects that understanding. The lectures facilitate really robust conversation, and because our lecturers are such experienced media practitioners, we leave with so much more value. Also, let's talk about networking opportunities. I met my editor at Nationwide, a man I now consider one of my very good friends, while doing a course last year as part of this program. You get a chance to rub shoulders with your future colleagues, future innovators, people who you may very well end up working with in the future. Now, the program is new and it isn't without, a few hiccups, but the brilliant team at Karamak, and I have to big up Ashina in particular, really step in and offer solutions almost instantaneously. You have a very exciting journey ahead of you. I know it sounds cliche, but there's a reason cliches become cliches. If you're anything like me, you're going to cry, you're going to want to withdraw at every minor inconvenience. But when you do inevitably stick to the task, I have no doubt you'll find the reward so very satisfying. Now, I'm going to speak more generally to other incoming students if this recording is in fact for everybody and not just media management students. I'm so sorry if that's the case. But even in that case, the same remains. You are here because you're capable, and you're here because you're talented. You're here because you're destined to do great things. Now, I'm not going to keep you any longer. This is my cue to shut up. It was a pleasure sharing with you all, and I wish you nothing but the best on your new journey.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Karis Clark, as was introduced by Dr. Roof, and I would like to say a special welcome to new students to the Faculty of Humanities and Education and to returning students. I am a graduate of the University of the West Indies. I completed a master's degree in curriculum development in 2018, and I decided to return to UWI to do my doctoral degree. Of course, I decided to come back to UWI to do that degree because of the support that I got here at UWI and the confidence that I have and had back then in the facilitators here. So I decided to come back. So I am also the immediate past president of the Association of Graduate Researchers in Education, and I am an adjunct lecturer here in the faculty. There are three things this afternoon that I'd like to speak specifically to as it relates to the journey as a student in the faculty. I would also share these things with you as tips as you embark upon this journey. The first tip that I will share is for you to embrace this journey as a journey of transformation. And when I say a journey of transformation, I mean in terms of personal and professional growth and discovery of self, discovery of competencies or honing of competencies and knowledge to be a better individual, a better professional as you move forward. I would also encourage you to embrace this transformative journey as one that will have challenges, but use those opportunities as a means of creating solutions, as a means of innovating as a part of the theme, and as a means of finding opportunities within every challenge. Secondly, I encourage you to embrace it as a sense of community. And within the faculty, one of the things that we have for specifically MPhil PhD students is the MPhil PhD task force, and we are encouraged, and we encourage individuals to participate in our activities where we organize employment sessions, we organize workshops, seminars, virtually in person. Now that we're in person, we are going to go more into that, where we have those face-to-face conversations, those working groups to help you on your research journey. There is the Association for Graduate Researchers in Education. Tamara will speak to that shortly. We have WhatsApp groups, and it is not just any WhatsApp group where we have forwarded messages. We have WhatsApp groups where our faculty members will engage us in research, share resources with us, empower us, encourage us, and so it is heavily driven by research and support by the work that we do in the faculty and in the School of Education. Embracing a sense of community as well, where you want to establish a support system, not only with your family members, but people who are also on this journey. I learned it in my first semester, being online. You realize that you are given tasks to do by your supervisors, you're reading, you're writing, but then you find that because you're in your own space, there's no support for you, there's nobody to bounce those ideas off, etc. And so I would encourage you to use the opportunity as a graduate student to engage with each other, individuals who understand the struggles, who understand what it means to have deadlines, who understand what it means to have research papers to read and to write of your own or to produce of your own. Next thing in terms of a community is for you to network with faculty members and your peers. And when I say network with faculty members, there are so many benefits to be gained from that experience in terms of publishing, conducting research, in terms of engaging in conference presentations, and so many opportunities that can come from that. Finally, I will say seize or embrace and seize new opportunities. I decided to enroll in the MPhil PhD program because of two faculty members who I scouted out pretty much based on the research work that they were doing. Dr. Carl Hard-Gentles, who is a specialist in teacher education, and Dr. Ferguson Murray, who is a specialist in sustainable development and education for sustainable development. And I literally scouted them out because that is what I wanted my research to focus on. And the capacity and the competencies reside within the faculty in the School of Education. One of the benefits that I've had so far is that last semester I was able to spend 3 months in Latvia. And if you know where Latvia is situated, most persons would have been scared to go to Latvia because it borders Russia. And where I was staying in Latvia, most persons there spoke Russian because of the geographical location and the influences over time. But I say that these are opportunities that will come because you're enrolled in the program at Ewing, because you're enrolled in the Faculty of Humanities and Education, and I would encourage you to embrace these opportunities. I was working with Professor Zintra Elisko, who is a leading scholar in Europe on education for sustainable development. And so I look at how those experiences from Latvia and those experiences from here in Jamaica would have empowered me to be a better individual, a better student, a better researcher in what I was able to do. I was able to publish there. I am able to publish here in Jamaica by working with my supervisors and so on. And so I want to encourage you that this is a journey. It is not something that will end tomorrow morning. You will have your down days, you will have your days of frustration, but be reminded that whatever you're doing, it is leading to the greater good of a nation and a society and a people. And I want to thank you for having me this afternoon.
Good afternoon, new graduate students, returning graduate students. It's my privilege and pleasure to invite you to join a family of researchers. It's a family because we recognize that persons oftentimes have challenges with research. Like many of us who are part of the Association of Graduate Researchers in Education, we started off with that natural fear of research, and so we want you to become a part of that family. And so we're looking at improving educational outcomes through research. Improving educational outcomes through research. Now, the Association of Graduate Researchers in Education is the brainchild of the School of Education, and it is a platform on which individuals are able to share research practices, share outcomes of these research, as well as to engage professionals in research. We actually try to partner with members of the School of Education and all other such persons to ensure that that platform is created for engaging, having this discourse on educational matters, national, regional, and international. Now, the association has several benefits. For one, we have a biennial conference, and this is a platform that researchers, new students, returning students are able to share the work that they're doing. So every 2 years, we look forward to this excellent opportunity to share our research. We do have Karis spoke about the support that is provided by the faculty is actually there because we do have our professional development sessions where we encourage new members, all members to come and to be a part of it, to listen to how to present their research, how to engage in such practices, how to explore the different issues that are there. So what I want you to do is to join us. Membership is open to all graduate students of the Faculty of Humanities and Education, and we have various social media platforms where we share information. Our WhatsApp group engagement is there, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and if you have any questions, we invite you to send us an email at agrejamaica@gmail.com. We promise you that your email, you'll get a response to your email within 24 hours. So this is the call. Come and join our family at the Association of Graduate Researchers in Education, where you are going to get the support as you launch your career, as you develop your competence in doing research. Dr. Ruth.
Thank you, Ramon, Karis, and Tamara. Earlier we spoke about the fact that the theme called all graduate students to integrate. And each student shared would have spoken about the networking opportunities. So we are encouraging you as new graduate students. I know you may have fears about, your own confidence, what you can do or can't do. Get involved. Don't stay isolated. Become involved in any of these, opportunities. Speak with your lecturers. Do not suffer in silence, as I normally say. As we close the program, I know we're running a little bit behind schedule, and so I'm going to switch up the program just a little bit and leave the entertainment as our last item to take us nicely into the advisement sessions. So as we close, let me just share with you the fact that this program took a number of persons to pull it together. It has not been easy, and so we really thank all the persons who performed and will continue to perform later or entertain. We thank you so much, Ewing. We thank Professor Shira, our Dean. We thank Professor Roy, who had to leave because she has another orientation session. We thank the bursar representative, Mr. Nelson, for sharing with us. We really also thank our students who share their experiences and the opportunities that can be provided for students. We thank you, our new graduate students, for being here, for choosing the Faculty of Humanities and Education to pursue your graduate degree. We look forward to working with you. We have a supportive team who will, engage with you. We are committed to your success. We want you to have a positive student experience. But as the students would have shared, you also need to do something. There are some actions for you to take. Lastly, and by no means least, I really want to thank Ms. Kadian Hussey from the faculty office for doing so many running around, following up people, calling. She's not in the room at the moment, but Kadian Hussey, I'm really grateful to you for all the behind the scenes activities. Thank you to Mr. Ishmael. I call him Mr. Ishmael, but his name is Ishmael Preston. To Mr. Preston and his team for all the technical support. Thank you so much. And of course to our administrative and auxiliary staff who are not in here at the moment. Thank you so much for coming out. Before you leave, we have another performance by Mr. Ewing Miller that we will enjoy. And the MAPS rep has some good things, I think, for those who are in person, some giveaways. So Mr. Miller, take us out. Have a good one, have a productive year, all our graduate students. Thank you, Mr. Miller, for that beautiful rendition. Online, I should have said thank you to Dr. Nicole Plummer, who has been working the chat, and Ms. Sharika Hunter. Thank you so much. For those persons online, you already received the links and the room numbers for the departmental advisement session. For those who are in here, the room 19 is where we will have history and archaeology. For Karamak, the Zoom link is on the schedule. If you need the ID and passcode, if you're in the room, I can provide you with that. For Language, Linguistics and Philosophy, we're in room 0204, and it's also online. So if you're in this room and you belong to Language, Linguistics and Philosophy, room 0204, and I think Dr. Wilson White, right, hand is over there, so she will take you. We also have Dr. White. Dr. White, in the event you have anybody from Karamak here, Dr. White is over there. Dr. White? Right, it's online. For the School of Education, it's online. For Modern Languages and Literatures, the venue is Language Lab 1, and that's online. And we have, right, so if you're from Modern Languages and Literatures, that's the room. If there's anyone from the School of Education here, you can just remain in N1, and Dr. Rainford will speak to you. Other departments are online, and so if you need the link, if you're physically here, I will give you the information for that. But I know all those online will have received the document already with all the links. So thanks again for coming out. Do have a wonderful academic year. God bless you. Max, over to you.